All right, so now that we are going to see how we can generate the same kind of scenarios with our local large language model that we have got. So I'm going to open the GPT for all and I'm going to do the start chatting, and I'm going to use the model, which is the default model over here. And I'm going to ask the question here, and I'm going to say, write the manual test scenarios for this page, and we will see what is going to basically happen. I'm not really going to asking quite a lot of information, and immediately now I'm getting an error here saying that the prompt size exceeds the context window size and cannot be processed. This is a bug, right? Like, this cannot happen in our chat GPT, but it is happening in a local GPT version. So what should we do it? But guess what? As I told you, this llama 3 8 billion instruct is with lower input token support. So you should be using the one with the higher input token, which is 128K, and this will actually help you make that happen. So now if I'm going to ask this, write manual test scenario for this page with all permutations and combinations, and I'm going to paste that value, and you will notice that this time the llama 3.1 8 billion instruct 128 token is actually performing those operations. So this is writing things for me this time. So it's going to write the scenario for the navigation, user creation, form validation, and back to the list, and footer, and this one. So I'm going to say specifically write more scenarios for the user form with employee creation with all positive and negative scenarios. And once I do that, you see that it is now trying to write positive and negative scenarios for the employee creation page. So it also writes the boundary value scenarios, error handling scenarios, and security scenarios as well. And there you go. I know it is far lesser than what the ChatGPT has produced to us, but it still does exactly the same thing that what we are looking for, which is amazing. So it does everything for us over here in our local GPT as well. And now we can keep on asking even further question to get the information that we are looking for. So we can just say, can you write scenarios for the validation of types in the above form? And you can see that now it writes the numeric field validation, decimal field validation, negative number, and also does for the email field and text field, and for the drop down field. You can see that it does every single thing for you over here. This way we get the idea of what kind of test cases that we can write, or maybe even just copy paste these scenarios, and we can enhance it from there, and we can try to make it even further better for our edge cases. You can see that some of these scenarios are not even available with our GPT scenarios, and we can use these scenario for the GPT as an input to make it even more enhanced scenarios. So that way you can see that you can just use the information from one model and use it as an input parameter for the another model to enhance your scenarios as well. So that is also something possible for you to do it. But at least for now, we have got the idea of how we can use a local large language model to perform the same operation that we are trying to do it from the chat GPT.